Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Skill Tree podcast. I'm your host, CJ, and today is a glorious day. It is the first unveiling of the Nintendo Switch 2. Finally, it's no longer a rumor, it is actually real. So, join with me today are two guests, MC Adventure, if you want to say something.
Heyo.
What's up? Anything about yourself you want to let the audience know?
Uh, I'm an explorer.
You are an explorer. Nice.
uh, I've been following your channel for
Uh-huh.
I think about a year and a half now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, you two
Heck,
are my friends.
I feeling is mutual. And we're
Okay.
joined and we're also joined with
I don't know what to
Melody
say.
today.
Sorry, I don't like being put on the spot. Sorry.
No, all good, all good. And we're joined with
Sorry.
Melody. Melody, you want to say
Hello.
anything? Hey, what's going on?
Um, CJ is my favorite streamer,
Yes, I,
and
I I do get that a
I
lot.
play Pokemon, and that's
Uh,
about it.
So you guys are big Switch fans, basically. Like,
Yeah, I guess. My first experience with the Switch was like 2 years after the Switch came out, which is around 2017, I believe, or
I think it.
2019.
I think it came out in 2017.
2017. Okay, so
yeah,
2019. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
that's one. Okay.
So I first got it in 2019 because
Mhm.
when the Switch was announced, I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna need it, right?"
Uh-huh.
I didn't think it was gonna be that popular. I was like, "Oh, I'll
Uh-huh.
just stick with the 3DS because the 3DS is like really good." And
Mm.
then I ended up getting it, and then yeah, from there it's like, damn, I'm literally a slave to the Switch right now.
We are all slaves to Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
What
very
wa-
much
what was
so.
your guys' first game that you got for it?
Um,
I think I got 3 games when I got my Switch.
Uh-huh.
I got mine back in 2020.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and I went to I think 6 or 7 different stores trying to find one because this was right before lockdown started.
Right.
So I was trying to get one before.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, and Minecraft. So like
Nice.
two of my 3 top favorite games are on the Switch, and it's Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So
And Melody, what was your first games that you got for the Switch?
so I didn't really look beforehand to what
Uh-huh.
games are on the Switch.
Uh-huh.
I only knew one game, and that was like Splatoon 2. So when I got the Switch, I just got Splatoon 2 with it, and then I've just been collecting games ever since. And I was very hyped. I think it was like 2020, or was it 2021
Uh-huh.
where Sword and Shield came out.
Oh, yeah, the good times.
Yeah, so the announcement came out for those, and I was like very hyped, and I was just waiting. So I did get both of those in the end for Sword and Shield, and it's been pretty fun with the games. I still go back and play it.
Gotcha. So like you guys also have experience besides the Switch. You've also started like probably with DS, I'm sure. So you have like kind of that
yeah,
handheld experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
DS was my first ever video game console. The
Nice.
the uh the silver one, not like the
Uh-huh.
one that was like when the DS first came out. It was kind of the thicker one. It was like the newer one that was slimmer.
Right,
I
right.
believe it's
Like that one.
the DS Lite. I
The
think that's what
light.
it's called.
No, this one wasn't a light. It was a regular DS. It was just it had the same build as the light, but it
Uh-huh.
wasn't the light. It
Gotcha.
was like Nintendo moved away from like the very first design they had for the DS.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Uh,
I only know like the very fat DS, and that's like the old
yeah,
one.
The
that one was like
OG.
the original DS.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't have the OG. I had like the upgraded model.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Upgraded one.
and
Okay.
then then of course there was a DSi and the DS Lite. So, but I had the regular DS.
Nice. So is that where you guys started on like DS, like handheld games, or did you guys have like a physical console at one point, or
Uh,
I had a PS2 in
PS2?
at
Okay.
one point,
so
and it
yeah,
just like Sorry, go on.
No, you no. Go ahead. No, sorry. I thought you were done.
And it just like went on to being handhelds because
Uh-huh.
my mom got rid of the PlayStation 2.
Oh
So
no.
Oh
I ended up
no.
like
Uh-huh.
I ended up getting a GBA and
Uh-huh.
then playing I didn't know that there was like a newer version of Pokemon Red and like
Uh-huh.
Pokemon uh Green. So I was very hyped that there's a Fire Red and a Leaf Green.
Uh-huh.
So Fire Red was the first one that I played and I was like so amazed and intrigued by it. So I've been like more of a fan of Pokemon since that.
Nice. Good times. Like for sure,
It
like
really was.
do you feel like you're more into handheld consoles or just general consoles and like just like your standard hook them up to TV stuff like
I
that
I
or
really I really like the bigger consoles because
uh-huh.
that was like my first one. But then playing on handhelds for so long,
Right.
I can't even play the Switch on dock
Uh-huh.
because if I'm looking at the screen but I'm not playing in handheld mode, it feels very awkward to me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why like I'm somewhat partially bad if I'm just playing it docked and I desperately just don't like it.
I gotcha. And UMC?
Uh, Playing it docked or handheld.
Yeah, what do
I
you
had
prefer?
to.
Do you prefer like consoles that are like dedicated consoles or do you feel like it's handheld?
So most of the time, I like to play my Switch when it's docked.
Uh-huh.
But I take it places with me sometimes.
Okay.
Uh, I like playing on my TV because we also had a Wii as well,
Uh-huh.
the Nintendo Wii. So that was another one of my favorite consoles. But but yeah, just handheld also feels pretty good too.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
So
I like to alternate. Yeah,
like the alternate. So like with
yeah.
this with the new unveiling of the Switch 2 today, how do you feel like? Do you feel like more enthusiastic for it or does it feel like it's kind of like bittersweet that you're leaving behind the Switch that you guys love so much?
It's a little bit bittersweet because
Uh-huh.
the Switch I have right now, it's the Tears of the Kingdom OLED, um like the limited edition one,
Uh-huh.
because I upgraded from a standard Switch to an OLED, and that I happen to have the money just in time the
Yeah.
where the Tears of the Kingdom one came out, which I
Mhm.
thought that was really cool, so I jumped on that. So a little bit bittersweet, but I'm probably just gonna port all of my data over to the new one, and then just gently pack the Switch back into the original because I kept the original factory box with it, and
Okay.
just kind of hang on to it as a collector's item.
Okay. Cool, cool,
So,
cool. Yeah, it's
and
probably gonna work. Well, after today, I think it's set the gears in motion for like something that's gonna be worth something in the future because they always
oh
go up.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
every
In
time.
value.
Yep.
So, your guys' thoughts on I'm sure you guys have seen the trailer by now. So,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
thoughts on like the new console design? Like, what do you like? What do you taken from the video? What do you like about it the most? Really
So
Mm.
I think it looks pretty sleek.
sleek. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit bigger too, which was one of the things that I
Uh huh.
wished, like playing handheld mode on the Switch, is I just wished it was just slightly bigger, so it could
Right.
fit a little
Right.
bit more comfortably into my hands. Um,
Mm-hmm.
cause like when you're gaming, like get a good nice grip. Uh, to pull like if you got a comfy grip, you got an easier time playing. So
Did you feel like
so
the
that's something.
Did you feel like the Joy Cons were a little bit too cramped on the original
A
Switch?
little bit, yeah, a
Okay.
little bit. But yeah, it's just a little bit that you can see kind of on the video that they kind of grow a little bit from the original Joy
Mm-hmm.
Cons, so that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, but mostly I'm hoping that like this can run advanced hardware,
Right.
because
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
yeah.
Well, they're
Mm.
saying like it's supposed to be like PS4 quality, like in terms of like processing power, or maybe
Oh
even up
gosh, I
to a
hope that's
Pro.
the
Okay,
case.
So,
if it is that, then
uh-huh.
that's like the best it's gonna be for like literally Pokemon fans and other just
Mm-hmm.
handheld consoles because it's taken them forever just to get where actual big consoles are.
Yeah,
So
easily.
so here's
Yeah.
the thing. The Switch came out before the Steam Deck did. I think the Steam Deck came out a couple years later. So
Mm-hmm.
the Switch was basically the first of its kind gaming system, like a handheld gaming system like that.
Mm-hmm.
Little like of course like you had the PSP, but like the Switch was more powerful. I think this Switch by a little bit, so they hadn't really advanced too far from what I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Steam Deck really is what changed the game. Like if you notice, like you look at the Steam Deck, it's thicker than the Switch, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks like, judging from the video, that this new Switch, not only is it being slightly bigger, but it looks like it might be a little bit thicker as well, which to me it kind of signals that it's going to be more powerful than the original.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more sturdy. Like it has that like heft
Mhm.
to it. Looks like. I just don't know
Yeah,
what's the weight distribution on it right now.
yeah.
We
Well,
shall find out. Yeah.
there is a direct in April, which I'm super excited. I really, really want to know what the specs are for this thing, because I'm hearing rumors that some
Uh-huh.
launch titles for the game. I'm hearing Monster Hunter Wilds is a potential launch title for the Switch 2, and
Right.
Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, which is one of my all-time favorite games.
Yep, currently playing it right
Uh,
now. I can just
oh
imagine
yes.
that being on like handheld in my bed actually, like
Oh,
just chilling in the wild. I
oh
think.
boy,
I
man,
could
I
just
just
Yeah.
imagine all the horses in pain.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I treat my horses fine.
I don't know. Esperanza would say otherwise.
Hey, I revived him. He's all right. He buffs out okay.
Melody suddenly collapses,
Uh huh.
and
Mm.
she says, "I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if a
Amen.
horse cried out in pain and was suddenly silent."
Oh my god.
My God.
Man.
So we still don't know what the C button does, and I think
Oh, that's
it's
right. There was a new button there.
yeah.
Yeah.
There. So we have the new button right around like at the bottom right
Yeah, I
there on the
see it
right
right
side.
there. Yeah.
So it at first the mock-ups were saying like it's a C. It had the C on there, but as you see in this video, it's completely missing. So I don't know.
Well,
That's the mystery without that. I don't know
yeah.
what that's gonna
So, so the
be.
Joy-Cons are accurate to the first round of leaks that came out. Like I would kind of like
Mhm.
specifically when I started this video, I wanted to take note about what the Joy-Cons looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically the corners, like so those for that first round of leaks was legit.
Mhm.
Um, but it must have been a little bit of a prototype, because yeah, the C button no longer has the C.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I don't know if
but
that's by design or is it just gonna be called something
mhm.
else. I'm not sure.
If I had to guess, maybe they dropped it later on because I could see how if there was a C on that button, it looks a little bit too similar
Uh huh.
to the screen capture button
Right.
on the left Joy-Con.
Correct. Right over here.
So,
So,
yeah.
do you think it's gonna be like a
Mm,
community kind of like button where it's like something to maybe add, like functionality to like maybe streaming to social media or something like that? So kind of
that'd be
similar,
really cool.
you know what I mean? Kind of streamlines the
Mm.
whole thing, kind of like what the PlayStation 5 can
Oh
do.
man, if we could stream off of our Switches, that
Yeah.
would be insane.
Because I'm thinking C means community, so I'm thinking maybe that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So
I can't think of anything else that it could mean.
Connection. I don't know. Go online, go
Connection, yeah.
offline quickly as
It
fast as
just it
possible.
just quickly takes you on and offline, yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that's another thing now. Like that's the thing I really hope. I mean, hardware is great for the Switch, but the thing I feel like they're always lagging in is online. And I think they're so behind times with the whole like Nintendo code or whatever you have to like this long digit code. Like this is not the 90s anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
They need to streamline this. That's the biggest improvement I hope we can get from them coming into this new the console generation. It has to be more
And
streamlined from what it is right now.
and
Yeah.
Nintendo is usually pretty ahead of the game with a lot of this stuff. Like, kind of,
Hmm.
I never used it myself, but I kind of learned a little bit about it recently. But like the
Yeah.
Nintendo Wi-Fi connection on the DSs,
Hmm.
for the time, man, it's insane that they were able to do that.
Yeah, for
So
that, yeah, that was great.
just like that, um, they could definitely figure out some ways to run things better.
Oh, easily. Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to get with it. And honestly, if they don't have achievements in this generation, I don't know when they're gonna ever add in achievements.
Yeah, wait, so yeah,
So,
Xbox has achievements and
mhm.
uh oh, wait, you are talking about like Xbox and PlayStation
Yeah, yeah,
achievements,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
kind of
stuff like
compare
yeah.
and
Yeah,
contrast for
wait, yeah,
sure.
you're right. Nintendo
Yeah.
never has any of that. Come
No,
on, Nintendo, what
completely
gives?
gone. Like I want to do achievement hunting, but like I can't do it. With the Switch, I have to
Oh
go to like
right.
PlayStation or something
It was
else.
somewhere around here that you were talking about that you were about to mention something about
Oh
like
yeah, like them acting like mice. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
for right here. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we were talking about the Mario Kart as well.
All right, let me see if I can get a actual shot of. Let's see. So it's
No, but
coming down.
but seeing like that rubber
Hmm.
thing beneath the joystick, it kind of helps me feel more relaxed that maybe Nintendo fixed
Uh,
the whole Joy-Con drift.
Yeah,
maybe.
they got a lot better with it later on.
Hmm.
They actually came out with a program where if your Joy-Cons were drifting really bad,
Uh-huh.
you just packed them up and sent them to Nintendo, and they would
Mhm.
send you a pair of brand new
Yeah,
Joy-Cons.
but then like those would,
Yeah.
end up being drifting again
Well,
and then
the thing is those newer Joy-Cons that they would send you were updated,
Mhm.
like in later models of the Switch, because
true.
like the
But they would
standard
still
this
they would
yeah
still suffer the drift though, which is like my
Yeah.
biggest issue.
yeah
And
Now.
I
it
feel like
turns
Mhm.
so
if
yeah.
sorry.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. No.
So
Mhm.
if they were to treat it like how the other console controllers are with the whole um stick,
Mhm.
Mhm.
I feel like it would have just been better. They would have been paid like better money for it instead of getting ridiculed for like how
Yeah.
bad the Joy-Cons were because of the like stick drift. And if they really implemented, the whole not shifting, then
Mhm.
they would have made more money. But they know people will still buy the Joy-Cons even when
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
shifting because I know there's not a lot of people that would open up their Joy-Cons and fix it themselves because either like they're too afraid to do it or they just don't know how to do it.
I'm not
I
gonna
actually
attempt
And
it.
did it.
No way.
I
You
actually
did?
did it.
You
Yeah,
converted yours? How was the process?
it was actually extremely easy fix.
Okay.
So did you ever see what exactly was causing it?
It's
It was it
basically the contacts, right? And stuff would get in there, and it would wear
no,
down.
actually. So
Uh-huh.
so you notice those Joy Cons right there, they're buttons themselves, like the joysticks. I mean, like
Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
they're buttons themselves. So
Okay.
over time, like when you first start using that, you're not going to get that drift, but
Mhm.
as you keep pressing down on those joysticks,
Mhm.
there's this piece of metal that holds all of the wiring and everything inside
Mhm.
underneath the joystick.
Mhm.
Um, and over time that metal just kind of gets separated a little bit
Mhm.
from you pushing down on it, and
Mhm.
that's when
But
it
I feel like they
starts
let
you
it
start
also
getting
be flimsy though.
a little bit,
Yeah.
yes. So it was a super simple fix, so you don't even need to buy new joy cons like new joy cons to stick inside of it.
I
Mhm.
mean, you
uh,
say it's a
all
simple
you
fix,
need
but people are still
well,
gonna buy a new
no,
Joy-Con regardless.
Yeah.
all you need is a little cardstock square. You open up your joy-con.
Mhm.
You lift up a specific piece of plastic to expose the joystick,
Mhm.
like that little metal piece. I have to find the screwdriver again because it's a 3-point screwdriver, but
Mhm.
I can open up my Joy-Con for you and show you, like in some pictures sometime soon. Like this little part that pops out over time from you pressing down on the joystick, and
Mhm.
all you just need to do is you just need to put a little cardstock square right where that little metal thing is.
Mhm.
Put the piece of plastic back over it and just screw the thing back together,
Uh-huh.
and never had Joy-Con drift ever again with that set of Joy-Cons.
Very
Well,
interesting.
if
It was
only
a
half the
super easy
people were
fix.
able to do that without screwing themselves over.
Yeah,
I'm.
you do have to.
Uh-huh.
I did look up how to safely open it. It's pretty simple. You just have to make sure that you just don't separate stuff. But
Yeah.
as long as you just do it slowly, you'll be totally
Well,
fine.
the thing for me is no matter how slowly I did it, I'm very clumsy.
The
Well,
average
Without
person's not gonna be able to do this. Like MC, you're
well,
kind of
yeah.
technical, so like you're probably good at it, but
Oh
the
yes, I'm
average
very
person's not
good at
gonna
the
do
board
it.
game operation. I'm very good at the board game operation.
it slightly tilts out of my hand, and I'm like, "Oops, I'm not supposed to let that happen."
No
And I'm
water on the
like
knee, huh?
panicking. Exactly. Also, I
I
really
was
enjoy the
I was never
color
good at the
that
Charlie
they
horse. I was
use.
never.
It's a lighter color, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of it because it looks like UF Gator colors, and I'm a
Well,
Seminole,
maybe
so
they'll come out with a gray version like they did with the standard Switch. Because
maybe.
Uh,
they have the
how do you guys
versions.
feel about the Joy Cons? Instead of like sliding it, you now just click it in.
I
Oh,
think it's genius because honestly, when I first like used the Joy Cons on the original Switch, and you remember the
Mm-hmm.
first trailer, how the guy he put it in the dock and he took the controllers out really easily, and I
Mm-hmm.
tried to do the same thing, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not working. There's a real system. It's like harder. Now this is what I
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
thought it should have been. Like it's an easy click, comes off, boom.
mhm,
It's simple.
I
It's
remember
genius. Yeah.
I remember my first issue was when
Uh huh.
I like just laid down and then I believe my left arm kind of like bumped on the pillow a little harder.
Yeah.
So the Joy-Con just like pops out and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was so mad. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"What in the
Wait,
world?"
did
And
it
I was
break?
like,
Did it break or just
not
popped off?
it just popped off, but it's
Okay.
kind of like wobbly now."
Uh-huh.
And I'm
Mm.
like, "Oh my god, hate it so much."
Oh my god.
So I'm
I
very
had.
glad that you can like just like stick it in from the sides now instead of sliding it, because I feel like the sliding it was the worst part
Yes.
because it could just like when you're barely holding and it slips out and I'm like, "Bro, what the heck?"
I
It's
just wonder how
mhm.
intense the magnets are inside to hold it together while you're gaming.
Well,
True.
yeah,
That'll be interesting to see. So.
well, I don't know how easy it is to press these buttons. Like maybe you might accidentally press the button and it like falls.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I that could be an issue. I don't know. What's
Like
the mechanism?
sliding it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
You're
like
talking
I'm
about the buttons when you
so
slide it
so
out.
so there's a button. I mean, if you can see, let me see if I can try to
ew.
grab. Let me see.
I do know the button that you. Oh wait, there's a button on the back of this one too.
This one right here.
The
Yeah.
logo is
Okay.
so bad.
It's too safe, I think.
But I think
Yeah.
I've heard the name Super Nintendo Switch thrown around. I feel like that's a pretty good name for it. But
I see.
I don't know.
That's what I grew up with, but I'm from a generation's like such a bygone era. So like the new
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
generations now, they understand numbers, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they're still like fresh in their mind about the Wii U, and how that
Yeah.
was
Um,
a big problem for like consumers, like the
is
average
It
there
was
person.
already
really
like a
bad.
Switch Pro, by the way? Like, is there already
Mm.
a label for Switch Pro, or they haven't used that yet?
I don't think
They
there
have not.
is.
No, we
Then they
always
could have
yeah.
just named this Switch Pro. Like, come on.
We
I don't
Switch
know.
2? No, Switch Pro would have just done it.
I thought with the OLED was gonna be the Switch Pro, they could have gone with
Yeah,
that
they just called
name,
it OLED. So I
but
was
totally understand the name. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Oh well.
mean,
I think
yeah, go ahead.
hopefully the system will make up for the name.
it's not. I'm gonna have to color over it or just put a sticker on it.
So
Picky, picky, picky.
Oh,
that's my
always
concern. That's my concern with
Oh
this
yeah, no
iteration.
pickles.
Is
mm,
Nintendo's always known for like innovating and doing
Yeah.
something new, like glasses free
Mhm.
3D, dual screens on a mobile device. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
mm,
just hope it's not gonna go down this route where it's like Apple, where you get these small increments over time. You know what I mean? And it's not. We're
yeah.
not gonna
Yeah.
have that one big thing to draw you in anymore. So I'm
So
not.
I
Yeah,
just
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's this is it. There's probably more to this than what we're seeing. But
so
for what I'm seeing on paper right now, it seems like it's just a
I feel
improvement.
like they're
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like they're not yeah, this is definitely an improved console and not necessarily like a new console.
Mm-hmm.
This is an improvement on so what I've been thinking is I don't think they're ready to leave the Switch yet.
Mm-mm.
To go out is like to make a new console yet
Yeah.
because the Switch is it currently just became one of the best like it just gained another record in terms
Mm-hmm.
of sales. So
Mm-hmm.
like even here it is out almost 8 years now since it first came out, and people are still buying it in droves.
Mm-hmm.
If the what is it? Is it the PS2 or 3 that's the highest selling?
Two.
It's the 2? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. The only reason the PS2 is as high as it is because people bought it as a DVD player
Correct.
too. So had it not been the case,
Mm-hmm.
the Switch would probably be the highest selling console of all time by now for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just like its sales have only recently begun to start dropping to a level where they're gonna have to start thinking about releasing something new.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm talking like November, like the numbers started showing like, okay, we got to come out with something now. So, I think now is the perfect time to unveil this. I think they were kind of waiting for those numbers, and
Mm-hmm.
but to me, it seems like they're not quite ready to leave the Switch behind because it's still, even though the numbers are dropping a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
the Switch is still doing incredibly well for a system that has been out as long as it has been.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it still sells out at all the Walmarts and everything in my area.
Oh,
Well,
Uh,
I
really?
mean,
Nice.
oh yeah, it's
they did say that
Mm-hmm.
n- the Switch games will, be compatible with the Switch too. Just not all of it will be,
yeah.
Yeah.
um, yeah.
I hope all Switch games are backwards compatible, and not just some of them.
Yeah, that's another
But
mystery. We don't know what is that definition of what's gonna be compatible
yeah,
for the
I'd
new.
hope
Yeah.
that's all the case. Like all DS games could work into 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really
Yeah,
loving the pastel look.
Yeah.
yeah. I just
Also, that
like how.
Mario Kart game. What do you guys think of that?
Ooh.
Oh boy, yes. That's
It.
about. I've been here. We've been due for a new Mario Kart game for a while. Like Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U. It's been that long,
It's a
Jeez.
long time. You're right, because the
and
Switch is just a port of that game. So
yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it
it was
is.
not.
I actually did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Mario Kart 8, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, is the Switch version of Mario Kart 8. Let me look up when Mario
Oh.
Kart 8 came out on Wii U, real quick. But yeah, I remember when that came out. Like Mario Kart 7 was for the 3DS, and then
Mm.
Mario Kart 8 came out when the Wii U came out. So that might have been 2014.
Jeez, it's too long, man.
Yep,
It's
May
about time.
29th. May 29th, 2014, Mario Kart 8 debuted with the Wii U. It was a launch title for the Wii U. Yeah, it's been almost 11 years since we got a new Mario Kart game.
I think it's time. It's overdue.
Absolutely. The previous Here's the thing, Mario Kart 7 came out December 1st, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So a little under
Jeez.
3-year gap between 7 and 8.
Mm-mm.
And then the Mario Kart Wii came out in April 10th, 2008. So that's about a 3-year gap. So like, man, it is they came out with Mario Karts every 3 years. Why did they wait 11 years for this one?
When you, every
Was it
time
the graphics?
it was just the graphics, but every time you saw like the numbers for like the quarter of like what sold, Mario Kart was
Yeah.
always on top. And
And
there's
Mario
like, if
Kart
it ain't
8.
broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? I
Well,
guess.
it is also Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8 is also the highest selling Switch game of all time. Like
Yes.
it's not like second place is not it doesn't it has
Yeah.
about half the amount of sales that
Right.
Mario Kart 8 has.
And that's
I
why
think it's like
mhm.
64 million or something like that. Like 60 something million copies sold.
Jeez. And that's why I'm not surprised that they kind of showed like a little glimpse of it in this trailer, because they know that the install base that's there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think honestly, looking at the trailer, I want to say it's going to be like Forza Horizon. It's kind of this open world, pick up as you go, like race, whatever.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because like
yeah.
look at like the screen right now. Like, why would you have like incoming like traffic like that? and then like a little like place
Well,
behind
some
it.
of the maps in
Yeah.
eight have incoming traffic.
Right, but
True. I hate
but
it.
Yeah,
but why would you have like this like pit stop thing, right? Like next to the diner.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If it wasn't an open
Oh
world
yeah, I
game.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like
Yeah.
those maps where there's a shortcut around the diner thingy where there's
Hmm.
coin or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think I see what looks to be like a little ramp there underneath the green banner.
Okay.
That looks almost a little bit like a ramp there.
All right. You talking about over here or
Oh,
No, where that green. Oh, sorry, the other side of the street.
this one?
Yeah. Yep,
well,
that
with
one.
Okay.
this
A
Mario
few
Kart
seconds behind.
trailer, do
Uh-huh.
you guys think we should brush up on our skills?
We might have to. Yeah.
Oh, no
We're
doubt.
gonna have to bring back Mario Kart Sundays, huh?
Yes, maybe. Once we get some more information on this, yeah, for sure, yeah. But we
Mhm.
don't know like how's the system's gonna. It's probably gonna be different mechanics and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I don't want to get too
I mean,
like
like
hardwired with this
that's
with the
true.
deluxe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no harm in
I
still playing it though.
I kind of want them to take away the bitter uh things or the bitter taste that they put on the cartridges.
Oh, really?
I yeah,
You know, you're not supposed to lick your cartridges. You
well,
know.
yes, I know that. But it's
No,
Mmm,
like
real gamers
sometimes
blow
cartridges.
where
on them
like
first.
sometimes where like I have a bag of chips, but I'm also changing my games,
Uh huh.
and then I'm eating chips,
Oh, I see.
and then I forget, and I'm like, oh
Oh
my god, it's
no.
so bitter. Yeah, it's
That
so bad.
reminds me. That reminds me of an episode of The Simpsons where the comic book guy gets a little bit of Cheeto dust on a rare
Oh
baseball
no.
card, and he's like,
Oh
"Oh
no.
no, I've gotten Cheeto dust all over the card. I must gently lick it off."
Ew.
And then he does not gently lick it off.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
That's what it reminded me of.
Seeing
But
the graphics,
Uh
what
huh.
yeah.
games do you guys hope to, come to the Switch 2?
Well, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2. I
Mm,
really want that
mm.
game on the Switch.
They
I want to
they
take that
yeah.
game with me on the go.
I would love to see. I mean, GTA 6 on there. Somehow they make it
Oh
work.
man,
It would be a massive system seller. Can you
that would be
imagine?
crazy.
Yeah, and it still looks good. It's maybe not as quite as good as PlayStation 5, but we're not that far off on if it's a
I
PlayStation
feel
4
like
for.
GTA 6 might release on like the bigger consoles, and then
Yeah.
by surprise they'll probably release it on the Switch too.
I think that would be a massive system seller for it, you know.
Man, yeah. I'd be sold. Like I'll be in line day one to get the Switch 2 if Red Dead 2's on
Like
there.
Yeah, yeah.
like
Red Dead
they could
2.
treat it like how Capcom did with Monster Hunter Rise, where they
Mhm.
only did
Mhm.
Switch first and then they released it onto the other consoles, which I think was kind of bad of them.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh wait, there's another game I would like to see come to the Switch if possible. I would really, really like to see Indiana Jones and the Great Circle come to
Oh.
Of course,
Switch 2. Yeah,
of course,
that would
Indiana
be
Jones.
another one because like that's not a massive game, but there's a lot of
Mhm.
graphics in that
Mhm.
game
Mm.
that I'm not sure like the Switch we have right now could run, but
Maybe the
maybe the
Switch
Switch
too.
2.
With
Yeah,
DLSS
All
with
I
the AI
know,
stuff, yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
all I know that it is due time for a new Animal Crossing.
Oh, when did New
like,
Horizons come out?
um,
Uh,
hold on, I actually don't remember.
For which one you're asking? Like what came out?
New Horizons.
2020, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember
Yeah,
it was
pandemic, yeah.
huge during lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's high time for a new one because they're not doing anything with New Horizons right now.
Mm.
Anyways, they kind of just
No.
gave us like what a DLC, and then that was it. And the DLC
Uh,
didn't really have much.
no.
I felt like they just like gave up on it. They made all their money and they're like, you know what? That's it. We made enough.
Hmm.
Here, just take this game and just continue with it.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So, did you see that the little plug underneath where the little headphone jack is?
Okay. Let me go back. Let's see.
Like the USB-C plug.
Yeah, there
Where
you
it plugs into
go.
the dock. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, what? I wonder what that's. Oh, that's for the dock, you said?
Yeah, that's where the dock plugs in. Oh, you can also hook up like the adapter charger that
Mhm.
plugs into the dock to the Switch itself, and you can play handheld while it's charging.
So yeah, that was the big thing from the
Okay.
leaks. They had two USB-Cs
Or
now. Instead of on the
yeah, oh yeah,
bottom,
there's another one on
there's
top.
another one on top. So that was the issue when I was always playing with handheld mode. I wanted to charge the Switch, but
Oh,
I didn't want, I kind of like lay on my stomach sometimes, but I can't do that
yeah.
effectively. But now I can with it on the top. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's a good idea.
correct.
And I hate bending the freaking wires too.
Yeah. It ruins it over time.
Really does.
The
I'm
amount of phone chargers I've destroyed doing that.
Yeah, the bend will get you, but I'm kind of
Yeah.
surprised they still kept the 3.5 millimeter jack for headphones, which I thought was pretty cool. No one's really doing that anymore, but for them
I
to
I
keep
still
it
do
do
it.
there,
that.
What do
yeah.
you
I do
Oh,
mean?
it.
you
I
do?
I do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
I'm a wireless boy, man. I've moved on,
I
but it's good
only
that it's there.
I
Yeah, it
prefer
is good that
wired
it's there.
headphones.
Uh-huh.
I prefer wired headphones, but all these companies are just moving
Uh-huh.
away from the wired headphones to wireless. It's like I
I
have to
only use
charge all this
the
stuff.
Oh.
I only use the jack
Uh-huh.
if I'm just like going to a place that's gonna be loud, then that's about
Hmm.
it.
True, true.
If I'm at home, I don't use it.
Yeah.
Active noise canceling on an AirPods Pro. Once you experience it, you don't go back. Oh my
I do
god.
have these really cool headphones that I wish
Uh-huh.
I could connect to devices.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's there's these special headphones that like they've got noise canceling for certain frequencies. You can hear people talk through them, but
Uh-huh.
they're made for shooting.
Okay.
Ah,
Like you like they completely silence out the gunfire, but you can hear people talking. And I thought,
Ah.
man, it would be really cool if I could get a pair of headphones that
Uh-huh.
do that, where
I don't
I can
really.
I can
Sorry.
like touch a button. I can touch a button. I can still hear the game audio, but I can hear people talking through my headphones.
Uh-huh.
Like that would be cool to have.
Okay.
Kind of noise isolation
Um,
for the. Yeah, what did you say, Melly?
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
but I feel like people aren't really gonna use that little thingy in the back to kind of play on the Switch.
Oh,
The
the
kickstand?
kickstand.
I think it looks
Yeah, there you
flimsy.
go.
I think
Oh,
it's gonna
I've
break.
used it.
Yeah, like they
Yeah,
show you how flexible it is, but I feel like it's
yeah.
not really gonna hold
That was
up.
worrying me. So yeah, so I think the
Uh-huh.
Switch OLED stand
Uh-huh.
is really really good. Like if you look at the original standard Switch, like
Mm-hmm.
it just had this one little thin strip
Yeah.
for the stand, and it wasn't even in the middle. It was kind of, I think,
Uh-huh.
like with the screen facing you. I think it was on the right
Mm-hmm.
most side of the Switch, but
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty flimsy. This I'd say is better than that, but I will just have to see how good it is holding in place. But
Right, right.
I'm like the Switch OLED kickstand right now is just fantastic because it's just
Mm-hmm.
one super long strip
Yeah.
um that covers the whole screen part, and it's I don't, it basically just fill in that empty space there, and that's what it looks like right now. So
That's what
You
I
know,
thought. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
mhm.
sorry, go on.
No, no, go, go, go.
I don't know. So I was just looking at my DS cartridges,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, they haven't really done something like the DS Lite where you could play the DS games and the GBA games at the
Mm-hmm.
bottom.
Mhm.
So I feel like they could have made this Switch be able to play like older generation games
Oh,
without a online thing or like
Mm-hmm.
being
I know
virtually
what this
passed down.
I know what the Switch Pro is going to be. The Switch Pro is going to have all of that going all the way back to NES. It's just going to have multiple different ports for. It's just going to be this hideous looking thing where it's just got ports all over where you could just plug in every single version of
Hardware.
Nintendo game.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
I
god.
just wish that it could kind of be like a
Yeah.
DS Lite where you could play
Mm-hmm.
like retro games without the whole online subscription,
Yeah.
family member,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I feel that's where they're heading towards. They're gonna have this whole system where if you want to play those retro stuff, it's you have to pay per month for it.
Because
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like the Switch right now is like powerful enough to at least play, Switch
Mm-hmm.
games and
Yeah.
3DS games and DS games.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You saying that older gen games reminds me of another game that I'm really hoping they release on this. A
What's
remaster for Twilight Princess.
Yes, that it's locked on the Wii
I would
U.
love that.
They need
Yes.
to, it
Yeah.
would. They said it's done. The guy who leaked the Switch, rumor, they said that that game is done. It's going to be paired with,
That's gotta be a that's gotta be a launch title then.
Please,
yeah,
Wind Waker
with
with
Wind
Twilight
Waker.
Wind
Princess.
Waker
That's
is
what it's
another one,
supposed to
yeah.
be. So,
So yeah, flipping through
mhm,
Everybody's
flipping through
been
the
screaming for those two.
flipping
yes,
through the online through Nintendo Switch Online, I can see that Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are available, but not
mhm,
Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. Um,
I was mildly
those are the
disappointed.
yeah.
only two older Zelda games that they don't have on the Switch.
Those are paid
And it's
subscriptions, aren't they?
yeah, unfortunately. It's like
Mhm.
$50 a year,
Yep.
but it's
Paywall.
cheaper than what Xbox does, where Xbox charges you $15 a month, but
Yeah.
you get access to their entire game library.
Also, I really hope that this Switch has freaking wallpaper. Okay, it's so
Oh yeah,
bland.
for
Oh,
yeah,
Wallpaper.
yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah, you could do
Oh my
wallpaper in the
god.
3DS. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
I
could.
yeah.
miss that
Yeah, that's
so
true.
much.
Yeah.
There's no excuse now. This
I
is a
would.
more powerful console.
Yeah.
They can spare some stuff to do that this time.
Bring
So,
back Street Pass too. Street Pass was fun.
uh,
Oh, I would love Street Pass. I love doing that little the me stories where you have
uh-huh.
to save the
The
princess.
yes, yes,
Castle, save your me
Uh-huh.
avatar in the castle.
yes, yeah. I
Uh,
and I found a like when you could get those play coins.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
I just found that if I just basically used my Switch like a little hand weight and I
Yeah.
just bumped it up and
Um,
down, I could just completely
mm,
cheat it instead of taking steps. I
but
could
I
just
feel
sit in
like because
place.
we move around a lot, though,
Hmm.
they could make a pedometer that is compatible with the Switch,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah.
people
yeah.
could like do that
And then
for the whole online thingy.
yeah, and Nintendo is really good at making pedometers too. Apparently, like their Pokemon
The Pokewalker,
things.
yes, I still have
Yes,
mine.
yeah.
Oh
Apparently,
I
yeah.
love it
I
so
saw
much.
they did studies on that thing,
Uh-huh.
Mm.
and like all these scientists are saying, like somehow this little toy is the most accurate pedometer ever made.
The little Pokeball thing?
Yeah,
Yes,
I have mine
yes, like
somewhere
Pokewalker, yeah.
here.
like a lot of people are like because
Uh-huh.
like they're not like your Fitbits and stuff. They're not all super
Super
accurate, but
accurate.
Mhm.
this little Pokewalker is
Uh-huh.
somehow so unbelievably accurate. It's like
Uh-huh.
Nintendo could absolutely do that again.
Oh my god. Now that they need to have some way to interface with the console because I don't know about you, but I don't think I'm gonna be carrying this one around too often because it's significantly bigger than the Switch.
I
No,
So
tend
no,
to
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say if they do sell a pedometer with it, you can
yeah,
like connect it to your Switch.
Mhm.
yeah.
Um
That's the only way
and
this works.
then
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can leave your Switch wherever at home in your
Mm-hmm.
bag, but
Yeah, you
you
just
would have the pedometer on you and it would
it
just,
just tracks
track
your
the
steps.
walks.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
And
just
then when you
sync it.
come back, you could
Yeah.
either connect it or it'll automatically connect and you just get your
Right.
coins and then you get like
Mhm.
the Me passes and everything for the Me
Yeah.
Plaza. Like I think it'd be very fun because I know everyone enjoyed the Me Plaza cuz it
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
very
Community
it was a
driven. Yeah.
yeah, it was very
Yeah.
community driven. They
Yeah.
everyone enjoyed it. I think there was like a few posts where people were talking about like, oh, like I have my 3DS out and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a single Plaza thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, that's so sad."
I went
And
I
the
would go
3DS is
on
basically dead at this point with
Yeah.
like the whole
yeah.
Me Plaza thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the 3DS. I don't know if their prices are dropping, but I know that it's not really worth it anymore unless you want to play like the 3DS games. But
Yeah.
if Nintendo is like if they truly love us, they would
Nintendo,
do it.
You are passing up on so much money.
They really
Your
are.
fans really, really want certain things you could absolutely implement.
But I feel like they
Uh,
focused on the controllers the most because
yeah.
Yeah.
it was very flimsy.
Yeah. They
So I
need
guess
that.
Yeah.
it comes with the sacrifice. Yeah.
They need to like make sure. I mean, you have magnets already to
Mhm.
attach it, so
Yeah,
put those
that's
Hall effect sensors in there. Like and make it not have that touching issue, and just
Mhm.
for
let the
me.
magnets do the job. It'd probably be cheaper in the long run. So
That's
Yeah.
the thing
yeah,
I'm worried about the most are the magnets.
yeah.
It's like it's not so much the kickstand because I rarely ever use my
Hmm.
kickstand at all, if ever.
Hmm.
But like the magnets, I'm worried about how strong they are. I'm sure they're decently strong, but
Hmm.
uh I just sometimes I hold my Switch by one Joy-Con for a second when I need to grab something or
Hmm.
I'm just afraid of forgetting about that and the
Snaps
Switch
off.
popping
Yeah,
out and dropping to the floor.
yeah.
Um so so yeah, I'm just worried about how strong they are.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's the force required to extract the
Yeah, and
controller?
how
Yeah,
heavy is the whole console too, yeah.
because I feel like it's not gonna be you're not gonna have a lot of pressure to release the controller, because then it's gonna be a problem to take it off. So it's got to be like very like slight pressure just to take it off. But then that
You're gonna
comes at
have
a
to
risk. So
yeah.
I don't know.
They better have good covers for this Switch too.
Yeah.
I want customized one. It better be Dragon Quest, Slime,
Uh huh.
whatever. As long as it freaking fits and
Uh
it's
huh.
good, then we're all good.
Oh, like silicone covers you can slide on or something?
No. Like where you
Oh.
uninstall the back and then you replace that.
You know who did that
Oh,
well?
okay. I
The
see.
new
Mm.
3DS, like the smaller one, not the XL. You remember they had
Oh,
those
yeah.
face plates and stuff like that you can interchange?
Oh
Something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
genius to do that.
There are people that
Yeah.
probably custom make those too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that still goes on
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
I think there's someone on YouTube that does do custom
Uh-huh.
DS remodeling where
Yeah.
they had a Pokédex
Uh-huh.
and they turned that into a DS actually. And I was very, very intrigued. It
Nice,
was
nice.
yeah, and they were playing Pokemon Platinum, I believe. I was like, oh my god, the Pokédex looks so good.
Oh my god. So basically a
Man.
Pokédex that's a DS.
Yes, it was really
Holy
good.
shit.
Nintendo's missing out, man. They worried too much about the controller, which was
Uh-huh.
good, but it came at
Yeah.
a sacrifice that they didn't really focus on like other stuff.
It's
But
it's
maybe
so
I'm speaking a little too soon about the whole
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saving judgment. Like I'm mostly trying to judge it by how it looks.
Uh-huh.
Not how it's gonna feel or run or anything, because
Hmm.
don't know anything about it at that point, and mostly just trying to think about like how it will feel when I'm holding it.
Hmm.
Um,
Mhm.
like what like the problem where I take one hand off and hold it by one Joy-Con,
Hmm.
which is probably not good for for my Switch right now. When I do that, puts a bunch of pressure on it, but whatever. I'm a rebel. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of looking at it. I'm like, I don't really care too much how it looks. I
Hmm.
just want something that can run Red Dead 2.
But what do you guys think about potentially the controller acting as a mouse? I mean, as you can see right here, like there's going to be a little hole there. I think from the leaks where they're saying that there's going to be like some kind of light coming out of it. I'm assuming that's the optical sensor.
That would
Um,
be interesting.
so
Like
we
what
have
kind of
yeah, we have seen this before with the Lenovo Legion Go. It kind of the
Mhm.
controller can kind of operate the same way. So I'm thinking that's what they're going for here. So
I'm
yeah,
kind of wondering what games do they have in store for the Switch 2 where you have to use the controllers like a
I
mouse?
feel like
first
it's probably
person.
gonna be some Wii related games.
Uh-huh.
If it's gonna
Hmm.
be kind of like a Wii remote in a way.
Well, I'm thinking. I mean, one thing that's lacking on the Switch is first person shooters, like solid titles. So if you can have like
Mm.
a PC experience on like your desk with minimal like hardware, I think that's gonna be like such a game changer. But the problem is my issue with that is what's the latency when it comes to connecting to the Switch, and what kind of latency you're gonna have for like first person shooter, which is a dead sentence if it's too much lag. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is that connection? Is it Bluetooth? Because if it's Bluetooth, it's not good enough. So maybe not for first person shooters. It might be for like RTS, those kind of like civilizations and stuff like
Oh,
that. Yeah.
this is gonna make you excited.
Mhm.
So I just decided to look up the
Uh-huh.
list of the rumored launch titles because I couldn't remember all of them.
Okay.
And there's definitely some games on here that you two will be super excited about. And the first one on the list
Mhm.
is a game that you two I know will be super super excited to see. But Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
2024. It's a
Okay.
beautiful game. I
2024.
don't knock it. It's a beautiful game. So,
No, I'm not knocking it. I think
uh-huh.
those are great games. I've never
Yeah.
played one myself because
Uh-huh.
I don't really I don't really have it. So,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not opposed to trying it out. But here's one. Here's where the interesting the stuff that would be more along our interests. But
Uh-huh.
Halo: The Master Chief Collection is reportedly
That's
coming to Switch. Pokemon Legends ZA,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Right.
I've always wanted to try a Professor Layton game.
They're
I've
good.
never heard of those before.
Yeah, puzzle games for the
Basically,
DS. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Oh,
basically like
okay.
a Sherlock Holmes kind of game.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Ooh.
Metroid Prime 4.
They
There's of course
s-
Red Dead
yeah.
Redemption 2.
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed Mirage and Assassin's Creed Shadows. And here's one you two might specifically you, Melody. Final
Mm.
Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Like
I think that's on the Switch right now.
is it?
I'm not
Um
100% sure. The remake,
re-
yes, but I don't know about the other one. Rebirth.
re-
There you
Okay.
go.
remake
Okay.
should be coming over to the Switch 2 is what I'm here. We don't know too much about if Rebirth is going to do because they're going to have to dumb it down quite a bit because that's built for like
They have to
PlayStation 5.
dumb it down.
It
Yeah.
says they haven't. It says they haven't been officially confirmed by Nintendo,
Yeah.
but like there's some pretty credible uh belief that these games are coming
What I
to
want is
Switch
Kingdom
2. So
Hearts, not cloud form, not cloud version, whatever. I
give
Uh-huh.
us
just want the
physical Kingdom
actual game.
Hearts.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Don't stop with this cloud stuff. Like this,
because
it's
I don't got
ridiculous.
good internet to help me survive. I
Yeah,
need
Same,
the
same.
and
physical.
I don't like
Oh
getting
god.
digital games. They take up all the space on my system, and
Mhm.
I don't like my games being taken away from me, and I
Get more
can't
space.
access them anymore. Yeah, no,
Get more space.
no.
Buy the terabyte. You won't complain about space being taken up if you get the terabyte.
But no, I'm like I don't like. There have been issues with movies being edited,
Hmm.
Mhm.
like in future, on streaming services. So I'm like, they can do that to video games too. So
Yeah.
I want to play the video games as they were launched.
Mm.
So, so it's like I would like to. I would also. It saves a lot of memory, like
Mhm.
when I have the physical game to play. But also, there's just something about inserting like a cartridge or a disc into the player. I don't know. It feels cool doing that.
With the
Be
announcement of the
nostalgic.
Switch 2
Mhm.
and like the games that just came out, do you think that Nintendo just threw the games out right now to get money and then wait for the Switch 2 to bring them more money? Instead of like having the games that they threw out now join Switch 2.
I I
Um.
I feel like they're gonna still support Switch like for years, like at
Oh
least
Mm.
two,
yeah.
3 years. So like they're still gonna have a presence. I mean, just like what they've had with other consoles in the past.
I
You have older
remember
consoles side by side.
I remember when the 3DS came out,
Yeah.
Mm.
they were still coming out with some DS games for about a year or two
Yeah.
before they just officially stopped making DS games and completely moved over to 3DS.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then it took them a
Uh,
couple more years until they actually like cut off the 3DS.
Hey,
yeah.
I remember they were selling like Game Boy titles when the
Hmm.
64 was still out. And that's like three
Oh,
generations later, they're still selling
oh
stuff like that.
man.
Yeah, so it was still competitive. So
Well,
we don't know how long the Switch is gonna go for.
the last Nintendo
Yeah.
Wii game sold uh I think it was 2 years ago. Like
Uh-huh.
they finally it was Just Dance 2022, I think,
Uh-huh.
was the
Mm.
last Nintendo Wii game.
Uh,
So It's like even what 13 years after the console came out, there were still games coming out for it.
And it's a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Ubisoft, get with the times.
oh my goodness.
I don't play Just Dance. I don't dance.
Wait,
I
CJ, are you manually making the video replay?
Yeah, it's on loop.
Okay.
I can stop it at any time, so.
Oh
Okay,
no,
all
it's
good, all good.
nice.
Yeah.
Looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be losing my mind if I had to like hit play.
Because I was gonna say, I was like, are you manually doing it?
No.
Hold on, wait, go back a little bit there to the
Which one?
charging port that's on the bottom. Is that angled out a little bit actually?
Oh, let me take a look. Oops, let me go
Yeah,
back.
it looked like it was angled outwards a little bit. I couldn't tell, but
It's
for
so
a second, but
fast. Okay, let me right there. Okay, that's the bottom one.
yeah, it just kind of looked like it was angled out a little bit. I
Uh-huh.
could be wrong though.
Um,
Maybe I am, but
maybe
like angled backwards a little bit.
might be. Because it's kind of like a very like oval
Mm.
side, so it could be
Yeah,
on the back of
could
it.
just be an illusion, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but like the top one is like it's leveled out at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like for that charging port, why not on the bottom? So
Yeah, make it like more streamlined
if
for
it's
sure.
angled out a little bit, that actually kind of is a little nice too, in case you had it plugged in on the bottom.
So you guys like the color scheme? Like it's kind of more subdued. It's not like in your face, the neon and the other
I mean, the
joy.
neon always hurted my eyes.
Same.
So this
I never.
pastel, it's
Yeah.
the pastel's much more like easier on the eyes. It's not
Yeah.
intense.
Correct.
I mean, I never
Yeah.
minded it, but
I always felt
still, it
like
does look nice. Yeah.
yeah, I always felt like the neon like the color ones like it kind of looked too much like a toy almost. Like it didn't
Hmm
look like kind of like professional looking. That's why I went with like the gray like color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
So
first got the gray black one, and then I
yeah.
eventually changed. I eventually got the Animal Crossing Switch.
Oh,
So
nice.
the
No, that's
pastel
like
greenish
the
blue was really
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
for
yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah.
That's an
I'm
expensive
hoping
console.
It
they
is.
come
Don't
out with a
remind
gray
me
one.
how
Yeah.
expensive it was.
I'm hoping they come out with a gray one.
Yeah, same.
A gray version because I still like the gray. That was my first Switch, like
Hmm.
my standard Switch. It had the
Oh my
gray Joy
god.
Cons.
We're
Yeah,
talking
Uh,
about special edition Switches. Imagine the Switch 2 special edition one.
it's gonna be wild, I'm sure.
It's gonna be
if
an arm
they
and a leg.
Yeah.
Watch it be like
if they
$700, bro.
if they release a special edition Switch, like if they decide to release Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and they
Uh-huh.
make a special edition Switch,
Hmm.
I will go sell my kidney to pay for it.
We'll
No,
hold you
you
to
would
that.
not.
I will walk into a
But
random
for
alley and
sure, we will
I'll
get
be
like
like, look, the special edition Indiana Jones Switch is $799.99. You can like you could have my kidney for exactly that much.
So for sure we will
Mhm.
get like another Legend of Zelda edition because Legend of
Yes.
Oh
Zelda will
yeah,
Oh,
never go out.
always.
It'll
Yeah,
always have
always.
that
one,
happens on
yeah.
every
Yeah.
console. Yeah,
And then obviously there's gonna be another Pokemon special edition, and
Yeah.
everyone's gonna go
and a
crazy for
Mario
that
one, probably a
too.
Mario
Oh,
Kart one.
definitely a
Yeah.
Mario one,
Yeah,
and what can I say? Probably a Monster Hunter one.
Mhm.
Probably.
that would be a cool one. Yeah,
I
Especially
mean,
how
I've been
have you
see
guys seen
there is
Have you guys seen the Switch one for the Monster Hunter Rise?
is it like the
no
reddish or blue
actually.
one? I don't remember.
I
Hold on.
might have, but did you see there was one for Splatoon, like a special edition Splatoon Switch?
Yeah, not a fan of it. It's whatever.
Yeah, I thought the colors were a little weird.
Yeah, it's very
Like,
bright, which hurts my eyes.
Green and
yeah,
purple.
Yeah, it's like very, very neon green,
doesn't
or
mix well. Like
green
purple and
yellow
green
with
don't seem to
purple.
mix very well.
Yeah,
Like here you go. This is the Magnamalo Switch.
Here, let me take a
It's
peek
the
here.
special edition.
for let's see.
Oh, that's sick. That looks really cool.
Very.
Yeah,
I
that
like
looks
that a
nice.
lot.
That looks
Yeah,
good.
I'm almost. I wish I could find that dock like separately. Like I'd buy the dock.
Nice.
Would you though?
Maybe.
That looks really good, actually.
Hey, as much as a pain in the butt Magnum Malo was to fight, I still had a lot of fun fighting it.
Not me. That was my first death.
Okay, do you get? Do you guys think there's gonna be another Smash game? Because I think they said Ultimate was like the last one, but I feel like there
When did Ultimate
might
come out?
be. I had no clue.
I don't remember. I can't remember how old it is. You,
I can
you
look it
can
up.
kind of judge. You can kind of, well, of course, you can judge
And
how
like also
when
knowing
the next one's
Pokemon,
coming
they
out. But
might come out with like a side series, like Pokemon Let's Go,
hmm
and like some other stuff.
Mhm.
yeah, uh, uh,
2018. So about a year
okay,
Yeah,
after, yeah.
they're
yeah,
due for another.
yeah, and I think the 3DS one came out in 2013,
Hmm.
if I'm not
Have you
mistaken.
guys
Maybe
played
2014, but
the Smash one on the 3DS?
yeah, I've got it.
I don't have
Have you
nope.
been sent? So okay, so I'm asking MC this. Have you been sent to Smash Hell? Like that's a
Smash.
specific section of its own.
No,
Do you know what
never even
Smash
heard of
Hell
it.
is? Oh,
No.
okay. So don't ask me, but like Smash Hell is where all the freaking either pro or just very bad sportsmanship shitty people go
Uh-huh.
Mm.
when they get banned for a
For
week,
cheating.
okay?
Okay, I
No,
Oh,
no,
guess.
no, not for cheating. No, no,
for
not for
bad
Uh-huh.
cheating.
sportsmanship.
Bad
Oh,
sportsmanship
okay.
and like where they teabag you and they taunt you like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so people always report them. So they get sent to the place called Smash Hell. And or like people who are just really good and then other people
Uh-huh.
get salty and then
Uh-huh.
report them,
Oh,
so they get
boo.
banned there too. So you have like pro players
Against the
playing
toxic
with
people.
like yes with really
Yeah.
toxic people, and I was in between.
Uh-huh.
'Cause- and and then like I remember
Uh-huh.
like I went through Smash Hell so much that I got so good at it
Uh-huh.
and went against people, went against them, they got salty and they kept like
Uh-huh.
reporting me. And it was so bizarre how like you get stuck there for a week and
Uh-huh.
you can't do anything but fight those people for a week and then you like come back. So if you get reported again, you'll go back there and get
Oh,
stuck with
Oh my
fighting those
jeez.
god.
people all over. Yeah, and there's more toxic than pro. That's all
Uh-huh.
I gotta
Oh man.
say.
So wait,
And
is this an ultimate
no, it's
or
on the
It's
3DS.
3DS?
3DS.
Okay. Okay.
Like I didn't even know it was real. I was like, oh my god, what's wrong? Why can't I connect to like the normal lobbies? Because I was banned to
Oh
freaking
man.
Hey,
Smash
Yeah, the
Hell.
moderation needs to be updated
eh,
there. Well, I guess they no longer do it. Like Nintendo kind of cut
it's
off the 3DS online stuff, but
it's Smash Hell
Mm.
and Apex every day.
Oh my god. And then I remember I was in this one match. It wasn't in Smash Hell, but it was this one match where someone was using Little Mac. They were
Oh
using
god.
Little Mac, and they were
Uh-huh.
very
yeah.
good at Little Mac. Okay,
Uh-huh.
their air game was really good,
Yeah.
hmm
and so me and this other person, we were like fighting the Little Mac player, and
Hmm.
he killed both of us a lot.
Uh-huh.
So the other guy that was teaming up with me, he gave up and then started fighting me. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, I was
New
like,
target
damn,
acquired.
exactly. Oh,
Very
but
good.
but people are really petty though. Like if they don't like how you did them dirty in a
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
Ah, boo.
then they come back for you. Like if
Man,
you down smash, they'll come after you.
But I feel
man,
like it's up
people.
to Nintendo to like to sift through all the complaints, make sure it's not like a
Yeah,
frivolous
yeah.
complaint. You know what I mean? Like they should check
People
that first.
people take games way
Yeah.
too seriously. It's
Oh,
just a game.
definitely.
Yeah.
I remember it got me to a point where I was just like kind of mostly toxic in a way.
Uh-huh. It rubs off
And
on you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Yep.
does, and
Yeah.
it made me very aggressive too, which I did not
Yeah.
like. So I like I completely shut myself off from like playing the Smash game.
Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
So I like never touched it again. It was kind of like whatever. And then I
Uh-huh.
got Smash Ultimate, but I was like, I barely touched it. I barely played, and
Uh-huh.
like the connection sucks. So it's kind of like, what's the point? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like stayed away with it from it. And then I played Splatoon 3, and that was a whole toxic story of its own because
Oh
people
man.
instead of teabagging, it's called squid bagging because they will
Oh,
teabag
jeez.
you in squid form.
Oh, jeez.
It's so like toxic of them, but yeah,
Man,
my God.
these people realize that those games primarily like they target
Uh-huh.
the target audience are kids. I mean, the adults can play them too, no problem. Just it's like
Hmm.
Right,
kids
right.
play those games. Why are you doing that stuff in kids games?
I mean, I feel like you guys would enjoy it though, without the toxicity,
I mean, I
because
can give it a
there's
try.
yeah, because there's like you could do it with motion. I've seen people do it with motion control, and they're so good at it for no
Yeah,
reason.
I need to
But
catch up on some of my games though
you could do
first before
motion
I pick
control, or
up
you could
another
just do
one.
like straight out with controller. And I do
Yeah.
it with controller because my motion control is not that good with aim.
Nothing tilts me
So
more than a Mario Kart player with drift controls or tilt
I'm
controls.
using motion
How do you
control.
Yeah,
controls?
I'm tilted for sure. Oh
And
my
then
god.
yeah, I think you guys would really like it because
Uh-huh.
there's, sniper guns, there's gatlings, machine guns,
Hmm.
whatever. It's really good.
I
Um
I can
I
keep an eye
think
out for that
Splatoon
game.
3 is kind of like dying out right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're on their last legs on events, I believe.
Waiting for
Maybe they'll
this new
come out with a
console.
Splatoon 4, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
what I'm
just waiting for
thinking.
this one.
So wait, is Splatoon a Nintendo title or is it
Yeah,
It's Nintendo, yeah,
okay?
IP, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe they'll come out with a Splatoon 4.
Oh,
If
they're
they come out with a
100%.
Splatoon 4, if they come out with Splatoon 4, I'll probably look into that.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna have to save for the console first.
yeah. True, true.
Luckily, the first part of my saving for it starts tomorrow. I get paid tomorrow, so that'll be nice.
Speaking of which, what do you think the cost is gonna be?
Ooh, just kind of thinking about.
Speculations. I think we should be running a bet here, like who gets it right.
Ooh. All right, if I get it right, CJ has to buy Super Mario Party. If Melody gets it right, CJ has to buy Super Mario Party. If
I, f-
CJ gets it right, CJ has to buy Super Mario
I
Party.
feel
It's a
outmatched
win
here.
for everyone.
Okay, how about this? If
Uh-huh.
if MC gets it right, he could tell me or you, CJ, whichever, to do whatever.
Uh-huh.
Either get a game or play the game.
Okay.
Mm.
And then if you win, you tell me and MC to do whatever. Play the game or get the game. And if I win, it's play the game or get the game as well. So let's just do that. It's more equal.
That sounds fair.
You guys might tell me to go buy like old Chrono Trigger that's like $500.
Chrono Trigger!
I'm
Oh
gonna,
my
I'm gonna
god!
you're gonna, you have to go buy Silent Hill 2, which sells for I think $200.
With the old one, is that how much it goes for now?
I have seen
Jesus.
copies of that game sell for $200.
Gee, what?
My goodness.
But
But
that is GameStop, so
alright,
Oh,
place your bets. Place
okay.
your bet.
All right, so it can't be the same, obviously, but you guys,
probably gonna be more, yeah.
okay, shoot for whatever you think it is.
I think it's $4.99.
Yeah.
4.99, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess I can't make a like an in-between guess. I have to make a solid guess.
Uh-huh.
I am gonna just to start out my argument, like start in a range about $400 to $450.
Mhm.
Four.
But I'm probably gonna lean more towards 450
Okay.
because if this system, the reason I want to do the range is because if the system is as powerful as they say
Uh-huh.
it's going to be, I would lean more towards the 450 range. But if it's just a slightly better version of the first Switch, I'd
But
probably
I
lean
but I
400.
mean, like, look at it like this. Like the Switch Lite is
Mhm.
like about 120 to 170, and
Mhm.
then
Yeah,
the Switch itself, like the original Switch, it's
Agreed.
basically like a 200 300 gap.
Right.
And then if
yeah.
it's a Switch 2, it's more so just gonna be around like the
Well,
300, well 400, like 500.
the Switch OLED is selling right now for 350.
Oh right, I forgot about
So
the OLED.
250.
so which that one is a little better than the standard Switch. So I'm trying to
Hmm.
think of like going off of the OLED because the
Mhm.
OLED came later after the Switch
But
standard
remember,
version. So
remember, it came from the GBA to the DS,
Mhm.
and the DS was about like 120, I believe, like 120
I
bucks.
think I remember seeing it for 99.99.
Okay,
Uh,
well, 100 close enough.
it might have been the DSi that was
Mm-hmm.
120.
And then like the prices
Uh,
just like went higher and higher, and the 3DS was about like a good 200.
yeah, that was
Weirdly enough,
199. I remember looking at the Toys R Us catalogs that
they
came in
they
the
came out with a lot
newspaper.
of like variants of the 3DS. Like there's the DS, DS Lite, DSi,
Mm-hmm.
2DS, 3DS, new 3DS XL, new
Yeah.
3DS XL, and I'm like, dude. I honestly wish. No, I missed uh the closing of the DS. I
Yeah.
forgot what they
Yeah,
The
called
the
it.
snap.
folding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I missed the snap. I wish the Switch had a snap.
yeah. I saw some like
Uh,
one thing that it was really cool in the build up to this reveal was all the cool concept ideas people were coming up with.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
like you've seen that Samsung phone that has the folding screen.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Somebody came up with a design for the Switch 2 where it's a dual screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's one big screen, but it has dual screens and it folds in half like the DS. But what
Really?
was cool about it was that it didn't fold over like the Joy Cons. It's the screen itself that folds over, and the Joy Cons are still exposed.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
I thought that was a really cool design and that made me miss the DS. I mean, I still have my DS, but
I still think to this day one of the greatest innovations from Nintendo, glasses free 3D. I freaking love that thing.
yeah,
I know a lot of people don't like it, but for me, when I saw that for the first time,
the
I had to
3D.
have the 3D effect
Yeah,
was my thing. Like when I
yeah.
saw Reggie pull that out or whoever on stage pulled it out, I was like, I have to have this. It was on the E3 press
I
run.
I
Yeah,
I got
I
my
get nauseous on the
DS.
3D effect.
some people
Yeah, I
do.
don't.
Yeah,
I turn it
I'm
on
like,
a
oh
little bit
no.
sometimes. I
yeah.
turn it on a little bit sometimes,
To torture
I
yourself apparently, because
no
what the
for a
heck?
few minutes. I can tolerate it for a few minutes,
Yeah.
but
I can't.
I have to have my face about a foot away from the screen, and I don't like
Uh,
doing that.
Mhm.
So like you have to have it a specific distance away for
yeah.
the 3D to look good. If you're too far away or too close, it doesn't work. So
I'll never
that's the
forget.
nice thing
Yeah.
about the adjustment too. So
Uh-huh. I will
with
never
the
forget
3D adjustment,
Ocarina of Time in 3D. Like I replayed the
yeah,
whole thing. It was
Oh yeah, that
so
was
freaking
really good.
incredible. Yeah.
I still have to finish that game.
Have you guys played the Link Between Worlds? The new one though on the 3DS?
No, actually.
The Link Between Worlds. Yeah, I actually have that game.
No,
Uh-huh.
the one for the 3DS, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think it was okay, but I really prefer like the older version.
Link to the Past.
Yeah.
I'm biased because that's my first Zelda game I ever played, so I'm kind
Mhm.
of biased the same way.
It
Seven.
seems like it seems like whichever Zelda game people played first is like their favorite one
Uh-huh.
by default. I've noticed that.
I
Seeing a lot of stuff on
mean,
it.
I think my first
Uh,
one was
Hmm.
Link to the Past and then Twilight Princess. I mean, I
okay.
love that Link turned into a bunny, and then I got soft locked and I didn't know what to do. So
So
Oh,
wait,
free.
he's turned into a wolf and a bunny. What else is he gonna turn into?
Oh, I don't
he's gonna turn into a princess in the new Zelda game. Just you
know.
wait.
Mm.
S-
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping with this new
uh-huh.
console coming out. Not only would we get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker,
Uh-huh.
but maybe we'll get an announcement for the next Zelda game in development.
Well, they're probably not gonna announce a new one on this like launch of this console. I'm thinking that
Mhm.
this Zelda that like ties us over is going to be the Twilight Princess.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
it took them a long time. It took them 6 years to make Tears of the Kingdom because they started
Uh,
working on it right after Breath
hmm.
of the Wild was launched with the Switch.
Right.
Mhm.
So, like they started production then, and then they officially announced it in 2019 with the teaser. Um,
Okay.
Yeah.
so, and then there was about a 4 year gap from that first teaser to launch of Tears of the Kingdom. So, uh, I'm think about the timeline if they
Yeah.
decide to do. It's been almost 2 years since Tears of the Kingdom came out. Like in May, it will be 2 years since it came out. It was 2 years after Breath of the Wild came out on the Switch that they announced that the sequel to Breath of the Wild was in development. So they could announce development of the next Zelda game basically anytime this year, like after the launch of this console.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn more about the whole Zelda thingy and like why they always have, you know, the bad guys and whatnot, and why they always have to go against the darkness or evil.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly like they're not reincarnated, so they don't have any, you know, memories of their past. It's more so like Link and Zelda share the same blood as, you know, the previous heroes.
Yeah.
So that's why like the curse is passed on to them. They're not the
Correct.
same people. They're just, you know, the next generation that has to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Skyward Sword explains a lot of it, the origins of it. So that's technically the first
Yeah.
game. So if you play that one, I don't want to spoil it too much for anyone who's probably in chat probably doesn't.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't even played it yet.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna.
it'll explain
I want
it
to
all.
get a.
Yeah.
I want to get a graphics card so I can try to record that game or stream it if I can. I'm saving that game specifically to play it on my YouTube channel eventually whenever I get that going.
Yeah, it's a good one to start with, man. You'll like that game.
It is, yeah.
I mean, I played a little bit. I got stuck at the bird race, the Loftwing race
in the beginning, yeah.
because I completely skipped over the instruction that said I needed to press A to go up, so I fell beneath the clouds
Of
and I was
course you
completely stuck.
would.
I was completely stuck. Like, how do I go up? I'm losing this race. So I just kind of gave up, especially because I did not like the motion controls. The motion controls were, and I didn't know you could actually turn them off. So knowing that, I'm now anxious to get back into it.
Yeah, you could for the Switch version, the HD version. Yeah, you can turn them off.
Yep. Yeah,
but
yeah, I'd be like I could do motion controls on the Wii, but like any other console, it's just like the Wii did it best.
I agree. Totally agree.
No other console's been able to get motion controls right.
Yeah.
7-Bit says that they went through about 2% of Skyward Sword.
So 7-Bits, where does that 2% make you fall in that game? Like, which part is that?
Maybe
probably the part where he has to descend.
Yeah, I'd probably like getting off of the starting village. Yeah. Don't say too much after that. I didn't.
No, I won't.
I didn't even descend yet. Zelda hadn't even been kidnapped yet.
See, I think with this new console, like we're just gonna have like I feel like a lot of people are gonna be replaying Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, if they come out with Twilight Princess remake and the other game.
If they re-release both of those games, like remaster